The Giordano's have been held up again, with bad weather in the far northern region of the Northwest Territories. Hopefully, after being stuck in Inuvik, the road will open soon, and they will be able to make it to the top of the world before having to head back, which could be a whole other challenge in itself. Overland Solo Series is presented by General Tire and the Grabber ATX, the official tire of the Arctic Series, available at TireRack.com. And in association with Patriot Campers and P-Course Systems.
We are off to Tuktoyaktuk today. The road is looking good, and so we've decided to go do it. May as well, while the weather's good and the road is open. So
let's go coast to coast to coast. Welcome to the all-season road that goes between Inuvik and Tuktoyaktuk. It's windy, but it's clear, and we are getting very, very close to reaching the tree line and getting into the tundra. So pretty stoked about that.
Years earlier on the Alaska-Yukon expedition, we had to travel to Tuk by air because of this road not existing. In fact, we observed its construction out the window of our flight there. Now, 7 years later, the finished road has changed the daily life of residents in Tuk. This is a monumental achievement for Richard and Ashley, as well for XO, to see another team make it back to the far north, and for the Giordano's to have completed their version of the Pan American.
Arrive at Tuktoyaktuk on the right.
Tuktoyaktuk. Thanks, Garmin. We are rolling into Tuk.
we are.
We are.
We're in Tuk.
We're in Tuk.
Made it,
We just saw the
finally.
sign.
Ah!
So close to the Arctic Ocean.
The first stop on the list is the Dew Radar Station.
So it looks like the dew line is over here. There's kind of a road that hasn't been plowed. We're just gonna get kind of close,
As close as possible.
and then we'll set out on foot. As long as there are no fences or anything along the way.
I don't see any fences.
I don't know what the rules are.
The Distant Early Warning Line, or Dew Line sites, are found across the Arctic, spanning from Alaska and Canada over to Greenland and as far east as Iceland.
The building of a distant early warning line, the dew line as we call it, above the Arctic Circle had been the most needed step in creating a continental air defense. The dew line is backed up by the Mid-Canada line, and the two lines work closely together. This line of interlocking search radar stations is able to detect air attacks coming across the North Polar regions and to give warning in time to our defense centers to the south.
The Dew Line was decommissioned in the late 80s, and it was replaced by the North Warning System. Though many Dew sites are gone, the ones left tell a story of a tense time in history. Next up is the Arctic Ocean, though we doubt the polar plunge is on the list this time.
We made it to the Arctic Ocean! Yay!
We drove 4,200 kilometers from Bozeman to here. We're now at the Arctic Ocean in Tuktoyaktuk. There's nowhere to go but south. That way.
This moment for the Giordano's has been years in the making. Their journey from Canada, Ushuaia, Argentina, and now at the Arctic Ocean in Tuktoyaktuk is complete. It may not be the true Pan-American, but it's close enough in our book. Congrats to the Giordano's. Your journeys have reached epic proportions.
I guess this is the halfway point now.
Yep.
Nowhere to,
Yeah.
we still have to go home.
It's like climbing a mountain. When you get to the summit, you're only halfway there usually.
Yeah, and climbing down a mountain is still climbing a mountain. So
It's true.
it's all good.
Woohoo!
My eyeballs are freezing off.
Most places in Tuk are closed for the season, and in addition, with all the delays on the way up, the temporary vehicle import permit on the Tacoma is expiring soon. Richard and Ashley have to make a big push south while the weather is good, and with clear skies, miles come easy, at least for now.
How's the road?
Great. Great. I'm so surprised to see it so bare, actually. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to pick up the pace when we also are itching to make tracks home. Wasn't expecting that.
Their luck has run out.
The Northwest Territories road condition website updated, I think it was like 20 minutes ago or something, and said that this road was actually closed. But because we got in that window when it was open, we can still pass.
Maybe, if we can see.
So,
Sorry.
The weather is getting worse, and it has the potential to jeopardize the road from being open. The only way to find out is to keep moving to the gate and hope it's not closed.
I'm assuming this is the gate he's talking about. I seem to remember a gate up here when we came by, like when we came through.
Unfortunately, arriving to the gate confirms their fears.
Should we like talk to one of the truck drivers back there?
Hey, how are you? Yeah, exactly. Did they just close this? Gotcha. Yeah. You expected it would open up today, or? Okay. Gotcha. Okay. We'll wait. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
What's the latest Arctic update?
Arctic update.
How many hours have we been here?
2 hours. Maybe just a little over 2. So the road is closed between here and the Yukon border due to weather, supposedly. I'm assuming, I guess.
Supposedly.
It's allegedly closed due to weather. No.
We've kind of been watching trucks come in and out, but they actually locked and closed the gate fully, which
At
is kind
5 p.m. exactly.
It's kind of signaling to us that today is done, and we'll probably have to sleep here tonight.
Yeah, we could turn around, but the closest town is Fort McPherson, and then back to Inuvik is something like, it's 150 miles.
It just doesn't seem like a good idea when we are this close to being done this section and getting through.
Yeah, and we've seen that we can get word that this road is open in Inuvik, and by the time we get here, it's closed. So it probably makes the most sense to stay.
Stick it out. Yeah. So we've decided to stay here. There are several trucks parked here. And apparently once the wind dies down, they can bring the grader through this bad section of road. And we might be able to get through, but no guarantees. It's all up to Mother Nature at this point. Hopefully we don't have to spend the night here, but I guess we're prepared to do so if we have to, so.
The weather continues to worsen. Winds are now reaching gusts of over 40 miles an hour.
Okay, so wind has picked up, and we're trying to throw this tent down. Although last time we did, we struggled. I don't know if you noticed, but you didn't notice. I just turned the truck around and look, closed. It just did.
Oh shoot.
Science.
So, obviously it's windy outside, and we had to close the top for fear of damage.
Yeah.
We were damaging the habitat.
Didn't want to take any risks.
Yeah. So, now we're inside the closed habitat.
It's gonna be really loud.
You might hear the heater. It's going to be loud. It's too bad. It's cold outside. Yeah, so that's it. I guess I would appreciate a 6-foot bed instead of the 5-foot bed at this point, because my legs are going to be all jammed up. But we are probably spending the night here like this. I'm going to say if it doesn't open by tomorrow early afternoon, that we go back to Inuvik.
Yeah, we're gonna have to call it.
I don't like backtracking.
No, me neither. Maybe we're getting carbon monoxide poisoning and going crazy.
There's a carbon monoxide detector over here that's...
Is it on?
I don't know. There's a
Is it
sticker.
working?
I could press the button and see. How long do you... How long's this test button? It's a little unnerving. Well, we don't know if we have carbon monoxide poisoning because the carbon monoxide detector doesn't seem to be on. Okay, don't worry. The batteries just fell out of it. 0 parts per million, I can handle that. So, fun new development. The heater will no longer start. It's puking out a little bit of black smoke. That's why we have minus 40-degree sleeping bags.
Correct, Demundo.
That's backup. Also, that means that we cannot, until we get this sorted out, that we can't open up the hab in anything colder than like minus 15 because we won't be able to close it without the heater.
Yep. Remember how we were like, oh yeah, you have to get to the summit of the mountain and then descending is just as hard, if not harder than going up. I should never have said that.
Dumb.
To be honest.
Yeah, so welcome to our road trip. It's fun times. You should do it in the winter time. What could go wrong? Had a good night's sleep, aside from being crunched up in a little ball.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I woke
nice.
up at 5:45 for a minute. Went back to sleep. Waiting this thing out. That's it.
So we talked with a couple of the plow and grader drivers, and they said we're not going to make it southbound today. And so we made the decision to head north again. We don't have any heat, and there's just no point staying here.
The biggest thing is we don't know how long this is going to be closed.
Yeah, we have no idea.
So if we knew it was going to be tomorrow, maybe we wait.
Maybe. But I think what we need to see is more consistency in the weather. That's what I'd like to see before we attempt this again.
Those were the Richardson Mountains. They don't take kindly to people trying to pass them, apparently. Yeah, so instead of waiting for an unknown number of days up there at the gate, we decided to turn around and come back to Inuvik and hit a pile of weather through the gorge and a lot of zero visibility sections. So it was quite slow, but every time we couldn't see, we just stopped, wait for the wind to blow away the snow, continue a little bit, stop, and slowly made our way through, and now it's a beautiful day on the Dempster.
It's never fun to lose ground when overlanding, but sometimes your hand is forced. It's one of the aspects of overlanding that can stretch a person, and it's an exercise in patience and good judgment. It's just not a fun pill to take.
Oh, Inuvik, we are back.
We're back.
Now with time to spare, Richard dives into the heater issue. Getting this heater up and running again is a priority, but when the road opens up, heater or not, they will have to go.
So, since the heater exhaust is this dark, black, super sooty exhaust, my assumption is that it's not getting enough air to combust any more than that, or to actually burn clean. So I'm just gonna pop under the truck and see if the intake air is actually clean or if it's clogged with Dempster, ice, snow, and mud, which is my assumption and hope, because if that's the case, it's an easy fix. Let's see.
It seems fine. Disappointing.
All right, next step. Pull this fuel filter out. See if it's clogged. So we checked that the exhaust and the intake tubes are clear of snow or debris or anything. And even though this fuel filter has fuel in it, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily getting through, I guess. So I'm gonna try running it without the filter, just to eliminate something else. Setting the temp to 95, put it on full, and see what happens. Here's the filter. Definitely fluid in it, but when it came out, it smelled suspiciously like water and not like diesel. So we'll see if this helps, see if either it's been clogged and not allowing anything through, or if maybe we just have water in the tank.
Richard later discovers it was bad fuel that they picked up somewhere along the way, and he replaces the fuel with kerosene for the trip home. 4 days later, Ashley receives some promising news that there is good weather window to the south. If they leave now, they might just make it to the Yukon border.
I was looking at the Northwest Territories road condition website, and it looks like the road to the border is open. And I confirmed that the road from the Northwest Territories Yukon border to Eagle Plains is also open. So we've set off.
We're in Fort McPherson. Sky is still clear. The road's clear, we hear, and still open. So we're gonna make our way down to Eagle Plains, which is this waypoint here. All we have to do is cross the Richardson Mountains. That should be easy, right? We've done it once out of the 2 times we've tried so far. Confidence level is 91%. It's pretty high.
A few days ago, the weather made the Richardson Mountains impassable with the blowing snow and near whiteout conditions. Today, fresh plowed roads are making all the difference in getting the miles in before dark, and another possible road closure to the south.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Road still open?
Yes. We're going to be their only guests.
I just can't wait to see our beloved Eagle Plains again. Love that place.
Now safely in the Yukon, the Arctic provides one last parting gift. The Northern Lights are in spectacular display. The Inuit of Alaska believed that the lights were the spirits of the animals they hunted: the seals, salmon, deer, and whales. But now we know the dancing lights of the aurora are collisions between electrically charged particles from the sun that enter the Earth's atmosphere. The world is ever-changing, and it clearly is right now. Governments of the world are taking every precaution to slow the spread of an invisible killer, COVID-19. Known as the coronavirus, it has, in short amount of time, spread around the world. They received word that next week all travel in Canada will be suspended, and stay-at-home orders will be in place. It just goes to show that the world is unpredictable, and no matter the level of planning, the unknown will find you. Getting back to the hangar at this time isn't an option, and Ashley's parents offer to let them quarantine in Kelowna, British Columbia, to wait it out until they can get back to Montana. With the roads open through the Yukon, the Giordano's have over a 3,000-kilometer push to get there. After a few days of good roads and clear skies, Richard and Ashley make their miles from the Dempster to Ashley's hometown, and it's finally above freezing. Despite some rough patches, the trip was an epic success. It's the first time XO has sent an individual team out on an expedition of their own. Our goal of showing you more of the world through the eyes of our team members has shown to be incredibly rewarding.
Home sweet home.
I'm tired, man.
I'm not a man.
I'm tired, my love.
And the Eagles have landed.
While Richard and Ashley wait out the quarantine in British Columbia, waiting for the travel restrictions to lift, long-term friends of ours, Brian and Megan Walthall, are in the planning stages of their upcoming solo adventure. It's going to be another first for XO, so check back later, here at Expedition Overland. We at Overland would like to extend our thoughts and prayers to all our fellow Overlanders who have been displaced and confined to the various locations around the world. We as Overlanders are an adventurous and curious bunch, and I hope that your positive perspectives, problem solving, and perseverance will be infectious to your community wherever you are. Thanks for watching and supporting our sponsors and series. The whole team here at XO is very grateful.